Logan sat in the dining area of his penthouse apartment, the floor-to-ceiling windows offering an impressive 360-degree view of downtown Los Angeles. Before he rested a laptop logged in under his assistant's account in order to gain access to Elena's shoutback profile. He had been poring through it for hours, as evidenced by his bloodshot eyes and the caffeine-induced twitch on his cheek. What started out as an exploration of Elena's internet thumbprint in an attempt to conjure up his next strategic move to rid her from his life devolved into an all-out stalking session. Each one of Elena's viral videos gave way to dozens of other videos, brand campaigns, public appearances, and intimate messages recorded from inside her home. It wasn't just that he couldn't look away. Somehow, his disdain for her had transformed into a maddening lust. With every new picture Logan found of her, he both wanted to strangle her and tear off her clothes. It baffled him. She baffled him. Logan thought back to the day of their divorce when he naively thought he'd never have to worry about Elena Drake again. Little did he know how much of his life she'd be invading or how close she'd come to ruining it. Part of him respected her for it. Logan thought by publicly confronting her with the pregnancy that Elena would crumble and take leave of the limelight. But she didn't. If anything, she doubled down on her public persona in the days following their spat. That's what he found so alluring, her resilience. Logan's page automatically refreshed, uploading a new video from Elena's account. She was boasting about her newest member of the Spare Tire Boys, who had achieved Diamond Tier status. Not only has this member been a devoted supporter of mine, but he is one of the most thoughtful men I've ever met. See this? Elena was streaming the video from her kitchen wearing a cozy cream turtleneck, her hair pulled back in a loose bun with little makeup applied, as if to say, I woke up like this. She held up a book. This is the first edition of my favorite book, Pride and Prejudice. It's worth over $100,000. And this is on top of the thousands of dollars of luxury gifts he's given me. And honestly, it's too much. But Harry Sinclair, or as I like to call him, Hair Bear, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I can't wait to see what we do together. With a wink, Elena signed off. Harry! Logan nearly spat his espresso out. Harry Sinclair had been Logan's best friend since they roomed together at business school. The two had lost touch in the last year or so. Logan's arranged marriage and swift divorce took up more time than he'd care to admit. But never had Logan imagined that Harry Sinclair would be so head over heels for Elena. It must be some other Harry Sinclair. Determined to prove himself right, Logan plunged into Harry's shoutback profile. What he found unsettled him. Harry's profile page was filled with nothing but Elena Drake. Hourly comments analyzing Elena's bold business strategies, back and forth between Elena Drake trolls that depicted Harry defending Elena's honor, and perhaps worst of all were the fan edits of Elena Drake's media appearances, edited by Harry himself. Emotions swirled in Logan's head. Part of him felt sorry for Harry, a one-time business shark now neutered by the toned legs and long lashes of Elena Drake. Another part of him felt betrayed. How could his best friend be falling for his ex-wife? And yet another part of him felt jealous. It was this part of him that drove him to crack into the bottle of 30-year-old scotch he was saving for a special occasion. Logan looked back to his computer to find an email from his assistant Kevin titled Status of Board. When Logan discovered that his grandfather was potentially offering Elena a seat on their board of directors, he sent Kevin out to gather information. He'd been in the game long enough to know that lies and conjecture tended to move faster than the truth, and what Logan needed to know was how the board truly felt about Elena Drake. He opened Kevin's email with a confident click of his mouse. After all, how much worse could things possibly get? As Logan's eyes scanned the message, his face fell. He blinked and rubbed his eyes as if to wipe away the words that rested before him. Half of the board has joined Miss Drake's Spare Tire Boy Club. They're paying top dollar for her exclusive investment tips. To me, this is an indication of their support." Logan reeled. Not only did his board of directors support his ex-wife, but she was now dispensing the very business advice they were using to control his company. How had Elena Drake so masterfully woven herself into his life? Logan's laptop chimed with a new shout-back notification from one of Harry's videos that had gone viral. In an act of self-hatred, Logan clicked on it to find Harry, piercing green eyes, perfectly manicured scruff, and a broad chest, standing in the middle of an impressive foyer with windows that taunted his seaside view. He spoke directly to the lens. "Elena Drake, you have my heart, my body, and my home." The video continued with a professionally produced reel highlighting Harry's breathtaking Malibu estate. Footage of a sunset glinting off the infinity pool, a slow-motion shot winding up a marble spiral staircase, and it ended with a panorama of a luxurious king-sized bed. What in the hell is Harry implying with this? Harry's face consumed the screen again. "I'm in it for the real thing, babe. You just give me the word, and all of this," Harry motioned to his home and his body, "could be yours." Logan slammed his laptop shut, his confusing emotion giving way to a clear-headed thought. Elena Drake was turning his closest allies against him, and she needed to be stopped. Meanwhile, across town at the Apex Network sound stages, Elena's return to Game of Hearts was playing out like a royal procession. That morning, Elena arrived on set in a caravan comprised of 3 identical black SUVs. One was her own car, and the other 2 cars escorted her army of security guards and her glam team. Was it over the top? Yes. Elena would be the first to admit that. But she needed a way to make her mark and let the cast and crew know that things were going to be different this time around. As if the presence of Elena's numerous personnel weren't enough to underscore the shifting power dynamics of the show, the new shooting schedule, which was arranged to work around Elena's various needs, surely did. "I'm going to make them bend over backwards for me." But the force de resistance for Elena's "I'm back betches" campaign came during the show's opening scene. Elena had pitched the idea of a group confessional to Marty and Gus. In the wake of her firing, many of the women had come out in opposition of her, bolstering the claims that she had defrauded innocent natural disaster victims, and she thought it would be great drama if she were to ask for a public apology from them. Marty and Gus seemed resistant. They worried it might stoke up too much off-screen drama. But Elena politely reminded them that her new credit as executive producer outweighed their measly associate producer title, and that they'd shoot the scene as pitched. The 10 women sat on the sprawling couches of the Game of Hearts set, with Ivy poised before them. "Hello again, ladies, and welcome back, Savage Siren. I'm told you have something to say to your fellow castmates." Elena stood, the designer gown she had picked out for her splashy return, which highlighted her ample breasts while concealing the growing baby bump underneath it, splayed out, nearly drowning the women beside Elena in tulle. "Thank you, Ivy. The reasons behind my departure from the show are no secret. I was accused of misappropriating the money that my charity raised for those displaced by natural disasters. And despite the fact that those accusations were lies," Elena's gaze turned purposefully to Ivy, basking in the woman's visible discomfort, "some women on this show continue to spread those rumors and attack my character. In the name of new beginnings, I would like for those women to apologize." A loaded silence fell upon the set, its weight making even Elena feel uncomfortable. None of the women moved a muscle. Elena hadn't planned for an apology boycott. Her mind shuffled through potential reactions that would both keep her in a place of power while also stoking drama. But finally, a sniffle broke through, followed by the wailing confession of L. Barker, a model/miniature horse trainer who always gave off a juvenile aura.
I'm sorry, Elena. I never meant to hurt you.
The words were tumbling out of the girl's mouth like water from a dam that just broke.
None of us did, really. We only said those things because Ivy pressured us to.
Elena looked towards Ivy with an arched eyebrow. She knew that Ivy had been the source of the lies, but to know she was also the one who fanned the flames, well, that was just yummy. Get Ivy's reaction. Swing to the other girls. This is gold. Terry, the Game of Hearts director, barked orders into the ears of his cameraman, desperate to capture every micro-expression. Ivy stood rigid, keenly aware of the camera in her face. She had to maintain her composure after all. She was the show's host. She wasn't supposed to be slinging mud with the other contestants.
Well, Ivy?
Elena waited patiently.
I was only reiterating what the media was putting out. I don't think that calls for an apology.
Ivy looked on at Elena smugly, but Elena wouldn't back down.
Well, just know, in your heart, that I forgive you.
Ivy forced her mouth to form into a smile. The camera's so close now she could smell the operator's aftershave. Let's cut there, Terry called out. Ivy's face fell as she stomped off set, demanding a latte. Elena couldn't have asked for a better way to launch her return to the show when Elena's phone chimed. It was a text message from a number she didn't recognize. The text message read, "Impressive work with the Bennett Empire, but why think small? I made the Kardashians. Let's make you legendary. Dinner?" The message is signed simply, J.C. Elena parsed through her mental Rolodex, trying to decode who this J.C. could be, when it dawned on her. James Chen, reality TV's most notorious kingmaker. Elena couldn't help but wonder, was she next to be crowned?